Hello everybody. Today we start with a new chapter in standard 9th ICSE, that is Rectilinear Figures. Now in Rectilinear Figures the chapter is divided into two parts. One is about the properties of the different quadrilaterals, so that is one part, and you will be having the proof of the quadrilateral related questions. And the second part is about the construction of quadrilaterals. Now, as you know very well, that the syllabus for 2020 has changed. 2020 or 21, that is for the lockdown period, they have changed that thing and they have cancelled the construction part of that particular chapter. So we'll not be going through the construction part, but we will be having only videos related to the first exercise of the ML Agarwal textbook. So let's start with the chapter Rectilinear Figures. Now, when we talk about figures, when you say rectilinear means you are making figures out of only straight lines. Okay, there are no curves inside. So if any particular kind of a figure is such that it has got only straight lines, then it can be coming under the category of rectilinear figure. So, or else means it could be just plain lines but no curves. Okay, so no curves means if there are no curves in the particular kind of a figure, then they come under the category of rectilinear figures. Now in case of the rectilinear figures, there could be one which could be an open kind of a polygon, open one, which is where the lines, they do not touch each other at the end. Like if it is like this, so they are not completing. So that is kind of a open polygon. Okay, this is a open polygon. Whereas if this line would have been connected over here, then this becomes a closed polygon. So the polygon could be of first two types. One is the open polygon and other is a closed polygon. And so simple closed ones and open one, and further in fact it is not so important as such. Closed curve, open curves and closed curves, yeah, not polygon, in fact be open curve and closed curve. So that is one part. And right, and then there will be one which is the polygons, which will be of, so polygon, when we talk about polygons, they are simple closed rectangular figures. So polygon, so when I say about polygon, so when I talk about polygon, the polygon is a closed figure. It has to be a closed figure, only then becomes a polygon. The polygon can never be an open one, so it will be a closed figure. Okay, any particular figure made up of only straight lines and it is a closed figure, then it is called as a polygon. Now polygon can be of two kinds. One will be one in which all the angles of that particular polygon are less than 180. If the angles, so over here, let's see this one, the angle over here is less than 180, this is also less than 180, this is also less than 180, this is also less than 180, this is less than 180, this is less than, but this angle over here is more than 180. So this angle is more than 180 degree. So this, in such a case, when it is more than 180, then it becomes a concave. It is a concave polygon. But if it is like this, that if it is a figure like this, where all of them are less than 180 degrees, then this becomes a convex polygon. So a polygon having all the angles over there are less than 180 degrees, it's a convex polygon. And if it has got more, any one angle also, even one of the angle is more than 180 degrees, it becomes a concave polygon. That's the basic structure about the polygon. Now, of course, we know very well that the polygon will be having these angles over here are the interior angles. So these angles are the interior angles, and if I am drawing any angle which is over here made by the linear pair with any of the interior angle, so this angle is the exterior angle and this is the interior angle. So that's the type of the angle. So it will be in a convex polygon if it is the line, the linear pair or the line which is extended, and whatever is the angle what we form is the exterior angle, and what is there in the inside are called as the interior angles. So that is one part. Now the next thing what is important over here is You can also remember one more thing which is not given in the textbook right now, but you can just remember one thing, that sum of all interior angles is equals to 2n minus 4 into 90. Okay, this is, you can always make it n minus 2 into, or is equals to n minus 2 into 180. It's one and the same thing. Okay, so this is the formula for finding out the sum of the angles of any particular polygon. If you want to find out the sum of all the interior angles of a polygon, it is this way. Similarly, sum of all exterior angles is equals to always 360 degrees. This is always 360 degrees. So this is the two important formula what we are talking about. That is 2n minus 4 into 90, or n minus 2 into 180 is the angle, is sum of the interior angles of the quadrilateral, any polygon, and it is 360 degrees the exterior angle in case of any polygon. Now, when you talk about polygon, there is one typical kind of polygon which is called as a regular polygon. So a regular polygon is the one in which all sides equal, all angles equal. So if any particular polygon is such that its all sides are equal and its all angles are also equal, then such a kind of polygon is called as a regular polygon. So simple thing will be that if I am talking about triangles, equilateral triangle has all the sides equal and all angles also 60 degrees. So equilateral triangle is a regular polygon. In case of quadrilaterals, square has all its sides equal and also angles 90 degrees. So that is why it is a square which is a regular polygon. Okay. A pentagon with all the sides equal and all the it will be a regular pentagon. Suppose this is a hexagon in which all the sides are equal and all angles are also equal, then this will be a regular hexagon. Okay, so whenever you are writing over here regular something, regular hexagon, regular pentagon, regular triangle, regular, so when we are doing that thing, it means that all its sides and all its angles are equal. So this we need to just remember, that all these sides are equal, all interior angles are equal, of course obviously all exterior angles are also equal. So all regular polygons are convex, all equilateral triangles, all squares or polygons are all regular polygons. Okay, so that is about the polygon. Now we see the detailing of the quadrilateral. So up till now it was just the simple explanation about polygons or different kinds of polygons, but now we are going to say specifically about the quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals are basically four-sided figures. Okay, quadrilateral means four-sided figure. So any particular closed polygon which is such that it has got only four sides, then such a kind of a figure is called as a quadrilateral. So what we are having is quadrilateral. Now quadrilateral means four-sided polygon. Okay, it's a four-sided polygon is called as a quadrilateral. Now if you take any quadrilateral, then suppose this is a random figure over here. This is a quadrilateral because there's four sides. Yeah, it is a quadrilateral. Now over here, this A, B, C, D, they are the sides. So sides are AB, BC, CD, AD. Angles, of course, angle BAC, now angle ABC, angle BCD, and angle CDA. Now out of these, AB and CD and AD and BC are opposite sides. Okay. Similarly, then this side and this side will be adjacent sides. This will be opposite, this will be opposite. This and this adjacent, this and this adjacent, this and this adjacent, this and this adjacent. So these are adjacent sides. Now, AC and BD are diagonals. Okay, the diagonals are the line joining the opposite vertexes. So opposite vertices को join करने वाला is the diagonal, and then of course angle A and angle C are opposite angles. Angle B and angle D are opposite angles. So these are the similarly angle A and angle B are adjacent. Angle A and C are A and D are adjacent. BC are adjacent. CD are adjacent. So these are just the certain terminology which you are going to use in this particular chapter. See, it should be understood properly that adjacent side क्या होता है, adjacent angles क्या होते हैं, adjacent if it is like adjacent or opposite sides or opposite angles. So you should know these terms. That's why we are just explaining you this thing right now. Now, in a quadrilateral, as I told you, what was the formula for finding out the interior angles? So it was given as n minus 2 into 180. So n is 4, number of sides is 4. So 4 minus 2 is equals to 2 into 180. So that is going to be equal to 360 degrees. So the first thing is that sum of angles of quadrilateral is equals to 360 degrees. Okay, sum of the angles of the quadrilateral is always 360, and you can easily prove this also. Of course, we have this formula, but you can also prove this. How do you prove this? Suppose I am drawing this particular quadrilateral and I have got this over here as A1, this is angle B, this is angle C1, this is angle C2, this is D, and this is A2. So I know that in triangle A1, in this triangle ABC, A1 plus B1, A1 plus B plus C1 is equals to 180 degrees. So we got A1 plus B plus C1 is 180, and another thing is A2 plus D plus C2 is equals to 180. So if I add this up, A1 plus A2 is nothing but A, so that will be A plus B plus D plus C is equals to 360 degrees. So that's how also you can prove it, otherwise this formula is already there. So this tells me that the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral are 360 degrees. Okay, these are the general principles or general formulas or general properties of quadrilaterals. Now we go for individual types of quadrilaterals, and we try to find out that what are the properties of these particular things. So let's go one by one. If you see the quadrilateral can be broadly classified into two kinds. One is a trapezium, another is a parallelogram, and then the trapezium has some one or type only, that is isosceles trapezium, and the parallelogram has got different types. Parallelogram itself, then rhombus, rectangle, and square. All these are types of parallelogram. Okay, so let's see. First of all is trapezium. A trapezium is a figure like this, wherein its one pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. Okay, so in such a case, we will have that AB will be parallel to CD. Okay, so a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel is called as a trapezium, and it will be seen that the parallel sides are called as the base of the trapezium, and the line joining midpoints of this one. So what is the median over here? The median will be the line joining the midpoints of the non-parallel sides. If I am joining this particular part over here, that is EF, then EF is the median. So this is EF is median of this particular trapezium. So nothing else. Over here it is just a simple thing that these two are parallel. So obviously जो भी parallel lines के भी properties है, that will be there. That this angle plus this angle will be supplementary. This angle and this angle will be supplementary because of co-interior angles. That otherwise there is nothing much over here. So a trapezium is the one in which the opposite one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Okay, and the other are non-parallel. So, and the midpoints of the non-parallel sides, if you join a line with them, then that particular line is called as the median of the trapezium. The next what we have is a kind of a trapezium that is an isosceles trapezium. So, if I got the same trapezium, but only thing is in this one, if I have got it such a way that the non-parallel sides are equal, so the non-parallel sides are equal, then this is a isosceles trapezium. So this is an isosceles trapezium. So an isosceles trapezium is the one in which the, of course, AB is equal to CD, EF medium तो ठीक है, but यहाँ पे AD is equals to BC. Okay, if AD is equals to BC, then it's an isosceles trapezium. Automatically what we'll be having is this angle over here will be equal to this angle, and this angle over here will be equal to this angle. Anyways, these two are 180 degrees. So yeah, angle A will be equal to angle B, and angle D will be equal to angle C. That is, the base angles of the isosceles trapezium are also equal. So we have over here that in isosceles trapezium, we have that the two sides are parallel, one of the pairs of parallel opposite sides are parallel, and the non-parallel sides are equal. So in isosceles trapezium, the non-parallel sides are equal. We move on now to the next kind of a polygon, quadrilateral, and that is a parallelogram. So the next is parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral in which its opposite sides are parallel and equal. So if the opposite sides are parallel, so this is parallel to this and this is parallel to this, and also that this is equals to this and this is equals to this. So here the thing will be, the first one is AB is parallel to CD, AD will be parallel to BC, AB will be equal to CD, AD will be equal to BC. So these are the main things about a parallelogram, that a quadrilateral in which both pairs of opposite sides are parallel, it's called as a parallelogram. So over here they will be given as a parallelogram. So you will also see in this particular chapter that there are some theorems about the properties of parallelogram. So since we are doing the parallelogram, we'll take the theorem also simultaneously so that we are understanding the whole thing properly. We are not just taking half way. So the first theorem in parallelogram is that the diagonals of the parallelogram divide it into two congruent triangles. So first thing is that, first property over here, that a diagonal which is drawn over here is going to divide this into two congruent triangles. It's very easy to prove this thing because we can see that this side is equal to this side is equal to this side, and this is the common BD. So we can see that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle BCD. Of course, by SSS test. So this is the first property, that the diagonal, so that it is that diagonal divide parallelogram in two congruent triangles. Okay, that's the first property what we are learning in this particular chapter, that diagonals of the diagonals of a parallelogram are, the diagonals of the parallelogram divide the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Now in case it is not given, now as such is the property that the sides are opposite sides are equal, but अगर सब लोगों को नहीं करना है तो भी कर सकते हैं. We know that this angle over here will be equal to this angle over here, and this angle over here will be equal to this angle over here. So now we know by ASA test, so even you can prove this thing by ASA also. So it will be this angle, this side, and then this angle, ASA. Okay. Why are these angles equal? Because they are alternate interior angles. Okay. Parallel lines है. ये line और ये line parallel दिया है. Equal नहीं भी दिया रहेगा तो भी we can find it out. So that is one thing. Second is the opposite sides. So because the second property itself says that the opposite sides are equal, तो उसको prove करने के लिए we can always take ASA test and then CPCT say this is equal to this and this is equal to this. So that is why opposite sides equal. The third property which is there is each pair of opposite sides of quadrilateral is equal, then it is a parallelogram. So it's just the converse of this thing, that if I have a quadrilateral such that its opposite sides are parallel and equal, then such a kind of a polygon or a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So if the opposite sides are of a quadrilateral are equal, then it is a parallelogram. So that is the theorem number 3 over here. Similarly, the next thing is in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. So opposite sides equal. The third one over here is opposite angles are equal. You can see over here itself that this plus this is same as dot and x. This is a dot and x. This is also dot and x. So that is why opposite angles are equal. Okay, opposite angles are equal, and we can easily prove this over here because we know that. We can directly also prove this, that this angle plus this angle is 180 degrees. Similarly, because of co-interior angles, this angle and this also 180 degrees. This angle and this is 180 degrees. So अगर ये x है और ये y है, तो x plus y is 180. This is x and this is y, then x plus y is 180. Similarly, here also x and y is 180. So automatically this and this is same, and this is same. So that's what they are given over here. That angle A plus angle B is 180, angle B plus angle C is 180. So automatically A is equal to C. And converse of this thing is that if the quadrilateral is such that the opposite angles are equal, then it is a parallelogram. So that is the property of the quadrilateral, converse of that thing. The next theorem is that if the pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal and parallel, then it's a parallelogram. So again the same thing. If the opposite angles are opposite sides are of a quadrilateral are equal and parallel, if only one pair, even if one pair, okay. So here up till now what was happening is that, see, why we are learning this theorem is that we don't need to every time prove that both the sides are equal or both the opposite sides are equal or both the pairs of the parallel. इसलिए अगर सिर्फ एक ही particular pair को अगर if I say that this side and this side are equal and this and this are parallel, if I know even just that much, then I can say that this ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay. बाकी में क्या था? You are going to keep on thinking that okay, ये है, तो ही, if this is if I know that AB is equal to CD and CD is equal to AD, only then it is a parallelogram. No, not required. You can just know that if AB is equal to CD and AB is parallel to CD, then it's a parallelogram. Okay, that's what the advantage of using a theorem. So theorem will make your life easier because you can directly write over there. It means you don't need to prove all the sides to be, all the four sides के लिए involve करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Just दो sides को involve करके उन लोगों को equal and parallel prove कर दो. Automatically you get that thing to be as a parallelogram. So yeah, if a pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal then and parallel, then it is a parallelogram. And finally, the next one is the diagonals of parallelogram bisect each other. Now this is an important property, that diagonals bisect each other. So that means if I draw diagonals like this, then this side is equal to this side and this side is equal to this side. Okay, this is what is given over here. Now it's very easy to prove this thing. Suppose I take these two triangles. So I already know that, okay, we'll take this two triangles. We already take a market over here. So this is equal to this. These are vertically opposite angles. This one and this one are vertically opposite angles. And this side is equal to this side because it's already given. It's a parallelogram. So this and this are given. So automatically by AAS test, their two triangles are congruent. So if their two triangles are congruent, उसका मतलब क्या हुआ? That this side is equal to this side and this side is equal to this side. So That is how we are proving that diagonals bisect each other. The next one, if the diagonals of the quadrilateral bisect each other, then it's a parallelogram. So now you can take a converse of this thing, that if you are given a quadrilateral and you are told that diagonals are bisecting each other, then you know that particular quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So that are the different properties and the theorem related to parallelogram. So we can just revise them once again. The first thing is, I'll just note it down one by one. Not required. So ठीक है, बहुत easy है और यहाँ पे भी टेक्स्ट बुक में बराबर सिर्फ एक पैरा दिया ही है. So first thing is, diagonals of the parallelogram bisect, or you can say divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Secondly is opposite sides are equal. Third is the converse of that. If opposite sides are equal, then it is a parallelogram. Okay, so that is the third part. The fourth one is the opposite angles are equal. Okay. So fifth part is the converse of this thing. If the opposite angles of the triangle of the parallelogram are equal, then that of the quadrilateral are equal, then it's a parallelogram. Next one is opposite side. If the opposite sides and are equal and parallel, then it's a opposite side. Just one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel, then it is going to be a parallelogram. And the next one is the diagonals are bisecting each other. The diagonals are bisectors of each other, and the converse of this thing is that if the diagonals are bisecting each other, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So these were the properties of parallelogram. Now we see the properties of the one which are connected to parallelograms, but we can say a modified parallelogram. So we are saying this thing as parallelogram ke different types, I would say. Or so what we have is, I can retain this thing, not a problem. The next one is a rectangle. So a rectangle के properties में क्या है? So rectangle is like this. Okay, let us take one thing. I'll just note it down. Note down the different properties of this, and I'll keep on adding them so that it's easier. So in case of a rectangle, first thing is opposite sides equal. All angles 90 degree. Okay, then the diagonals over here are equal. So diagonals are equal. So diagonals equal. Diagonals bisect each other. Okay, so we have got over here that all the interior angles are 90 degrees and the diagonals are equal and they bisect each other. So these are the properties of a rectangle. Now यही rectangle के बाद the next one could be a rhombus. So in a rhombus is a kind of a parallelogram in which the sides are equal. All sides are equal. It's a parallelogram with all sides. So over here in case of a rhombus, so this is for a rectangle. Now for the rhombus over here, it is going to be this way, that all opposite sides, all sides equal, all sides equal, opposite angles equal. Okay, the angle, this angle and this angle, because it's the property of the parallelogram. So all the property of parallelogram are applicable to rhombus. See, it is this way that all rhombus are parallelogram, but all parallelogram are not rhombus. All rectangles are parallelogram, but all parallelograms are not rectangle. Okay, it is this way that these are subtopics of parallelogram. Okay, so rhombus may all sides equal, and the diagonals are not only bisector but they are perpendicular bisector of each other. So diagonals perpendicular bisector of each other. Okay, so the property of the rhombus will be all sides equal, diagonals intersect each other at 90 degrees, and diagonal bisect the angles of this. So they are also, diagonals are also angle bisectors. Diagonals are angle bisectors. So that is, this angle will be divided into two equal parts, this angle will be divided into two equal parts. So that is how this is going to be, the diagonals will be angle bisectors. The last C is a square. Now square is a one in which all these properties are available. That is like this, it's a square, all sides equal, all angles equal, diagonals equal, diagonals perpendicular bisector. So it is like all sides equal, all angles 90 degree, diagonal perpendicular bisector, diagonal angle bisectors. Okay, so all the properties which are there over here, okay, all those properties are in square. So we have got all interior angles equal to 90 degrees, all sides are equal, all diagonals are equal, both diagonals are equal and diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. So these are the properties of the square, and the square also bisects the angles of the square, yeah, same thing, angle bisector also. So all the properties are over there for square. The last kind of a quadrilateral what we are having is, so you can see, ये तीनों के तीनों पैराग्राम है, स्क्वायर भी पैराग्राम होता है, रोम्बस भी पैराग्राम होता है, रेक्टेंगल भी पैराग्राम होता है. Okay, so all are parallel. Why? Because what is the property of parallelogram? Opposite sides equal and parallel. So all these opposite sides are equal and parallel in this case. That's why all of them are kinds of parallelogram. The last what we are having in this thing is a kite. So a kite. So the last kind of a quadrilateral over here is a completely different kind. It's a kite. So kite, it is like this, that the adjacent side, one pair of adjacent sides are equal. So these two are equal, these two are equal, and the bigger diagonal bisects the smaller diagonal. Okay, so bigger diagonal bisects the smaller diagonal. These are the main thing over here, that adjacent sides equal. So we can have over here A, B, C and D. So we have AB is equals to AD and BC is equals to BCD. And we have got, अगर यहाँ पे M लिखा तो BM is equals to DM, and so that's why AM bisects BD and is perpendicular. Okay, so these are the things which are here. There is only these are the only things which are there in the kite. So in the kite you will find that these are the properties are quite limited in kites. So that is the properties of the different kinds of quadrilaterals. So we'll stop here and we'll start with for this video and start with the exercise number 13.1 in the next video.